Okay, we're going to do a self-rescue demonstration. I'm actually going to climb the rope so that I can get myself up the rope and suspend it as if I had fallen. So I put the rope in my chest ascender. I have the ascender handle on and I'm using a foot tape to climb the rope. This ASAP backup device is simply a backup. I've got a totally independent second rope and backup device just in case something happens, since I'm going to be, totally vertical on the rope. Okay, so we're going up. Bring that with me. All right, so let's say I was going up the rope, maybe climbing a ladder, making a transition over to the roof, or I fell over the edge of the roof while I was, working at the chimney along the edge or something, and I find myself in this position, hanging off the side of the house, side of the building, and I'm in ascent mode, meaning I have my ascenders on the rope, okay? Obviously, I can't come down while I have those ascenders on, but clearly my objective is to come down. So, and you want to come down sooner than later, because while I'm hanging in this harness, there's a thing known as suspension trauma, where when you're hanging in your harness, it affects your circulation, and blood can actually pool in your legs. You're not getting proper circulation back to your lungs, your heart, and most specifically your brain. If your brain doesn't get proper circulation of blood and oxygen, eventually you lose consciousness, and then you have no ability to save yourself. So that's known as suspension trauma. It occurs from hanging motionless in a harness. It affects the way your body circulates blood and oxygen to your important organs. So we don't want to stay hanging like this any longer than we need to. So we're going to go ahead and do our self-rescue technique, okay? So my objective is to come down, okay? So the first step in coming down is to get my descender rigged on the rope. So I take my descender, I put it on my central D-ring here, open it up, load the rope in it. This is the anchor up here. Load the rope, close the device, take the slack out. Now I need to get the weight from the chest ascender to the descender. I'm going to use my foot tape to stand up. So now all of my weight is on my handle ascender here. I clear the chest ascender and I simply sit down on the rope. Now all of my weight is on the descender, and the last important step is to clear this before I come down. If I start down while that's still on the rope, then I'll be caught by my handled ascender. So now I'm clear and ready to come down. And that is a self-rescue technique. Much better than waiting on the fire department or rescue service to come get me down. You need to be able to get yourself down before that suspension trauma starts working on you, and might cause you to, get altered mental status or become unconscious, any of those bad things. We don't want that happening. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. All right, we're going to do a self-rescue demonstration, and let's say I'm climbing up the ladder and I'm proceeding up the ladder, and since I'm going to be vertical, I'm just keeping my backup device there totally as a backup. And then while I'm climbing the ladder, something goes wrong and oops, I've fallen. So I am now hanging by my chest ascender, okay? And obviously I can't go down as long as I'm hanging on that ascender. So I've got to figure out a way to get down, okay? So since my objective is to get down, I need to load the rope into my descender. Get the slack out of it. All right, then I've got to get my weight off of this and onto the descender. So what I've got to do is basically make something that I can stand up in, all right? So real quickly, I'm going to put a knot there. I'm going to put it here, and then I'm going to make a loop and another knot that I can stand up in. Okay, hopefully this will work. I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to position that. Stand up. I've cleared that out. Now I'm simply going to sit down, and I've captured all of my weight now on my descender, okay? Now I simply have to clear all of this stuff because it's going to stop me obviously from coming down. So I need to get this handle off, get these knots out. That was just a real quick, simple overhand knot. But if I have any knots below my descender, I can't come down. So now everything's clear, and I can save myself simply by descending the rope. Okay, so that's another method to do self-rescue.